To Peter Bedford.
Thank you, Chair. So in 2022, there was a public bodies review of the HSE. The conclusions were broadly positive, but they did make several recommendations. I just want to know whether you could elaborate further on the steps you've taken since that review.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed. And yes, just to agree with you that the review was broadly positive. It was particularly positive around the aspects of how well led the organisation was. Great credit to Sarah Elban and her executive team, and also how well we had managed the financial challenges and the focus that we have had on being really efficient and effective, taking our responsibilities to use public money very seriously. And that was backed up by some more recent work that was also done on benchmarking us against other arm's length bodies and public bodies where we benchmark really well for example, things like our finance function, HR functions, all of those vital behind the scenes services, but generally speaking, how well we are able to prioritise our resource to have significant effect. And that was particularly pleasing to read when you think we've had to make over £100 million of savings since 2010. So we've had to be very focused on constantly prioritising, reprioritising our limited resource on having the greatest impact on protecting people and places. So it was very good to see that acknowledgement of the achievements in against a very difficult financial situation. Moving on to the improvements, yes, there were two in particular. One was improving how we work with stakeholders, because we cannot achieve what we need to achieve alone. And it's not just a matter of working with our duty holders, but with fellow regulators. In most of the areas we work, we are part of an ecosystem with other regulators. In the built environment is a really good example, but we also work very closely with the Environment Agency on quite a lot of our regulatory activities. And we're unusual, but it's very beneficial to us that we're a tripartite organisation. So on our boards, we have independent representatives of industry, but also of trade unions as well. And so some recommendations were made about improving our relationships with a range of stakeholders, including trade unions, which we have regular meetings with now, which we benefit from. Also, there were recommendations about accessibility of our information. So recommendations about improving our website. So we very much took that to heart, and we're part of a 3-year programme of improving our website. And since we relaunched our homepages, we've seen over a 200% increase in people using them, and most importantly, a significant increase in people finding them useful and accessible. But we're never complacent, and we'll be working to improve that. And as I say, it's a 3-year programme. It's very important that people have access to the wide range of advice and guidance that people can use to keep themselves and their employees safe.